Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only Miss Hannah Ferrier.
Hi, how are you?
What is going on? How are you? And what is going on today in Sydney, Australia?
Oh, just the normal hectic lifestyle of a working mum, I think.
You are trapped in, right? This is I have friends in Australia. You guys still like under major lockdown, or is that not the
No,
case?
no, no, we're
Oh,
fine here in Sydney.
really? Okay.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah, we're
are
all
parts
out.
of Australia locked down still, or am I like a month or two behind?
Do you know what? It is like, it's kind of sick. We're at the stage where we're like, it's every state for ourselves. Like, if we're out, we don't care what the rest of the country's doing.
I don't even know where I have friends, but all I know is they tell me that they're still locked down, and I'm like, oh my God, wow.
Yeah.
So that's good that you're out and about. Well, your daughter Ava just turned 1, so you have your hands
Yes,
full.
yes.
How is that?
We moved house, had her birthday, and had my bachelorette all in 1 month. So that was
Wow.
fun.
Wow. So you're busy, right?
Yes.
What do you love best about motherhood?
Oh, I think it's the little moments with her. I'm quite a chilled out, relaxed mother. My husband's not. He's very much more, he's kind of more strict than I am. So I just like hanging out with her. And I just think her little attitude and her personality is hilarious. So she's just started into the temper tantrum stage. And she's got this thing where if she doesn't like something, she just puts her forehead on the ground and screams at the floor. And I just think it's so funny. So I just sit and laugh at her.
You're like, I'm just loving this. And your husband is more like, well, see, you say husband, so now you have me saying
I
husband, but
know, no.
you did cause quite a stir when you said husband a few minutes ago, and when you said it online the other day, everyone now thinks you're married.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, you know what? I just go like between the baby and the mortgage, you're as good as married anyway. And I don't know, I don't really like the word fiancé. It seems like it's a bit too like, I don't know, fancy or something.
What is going on with your guys' wedding plans? Like, are you planning again? Or I know COVID threw a wrench and all that.
Yeah, so we were gonna we went up to Port Douglas between lockdowns and we were gonna do like a little wedding up there until I realized that there's like paperwork. And I was like, I'm not doing paperwork on my holiday. So, and then we were gonna get married March 5th here in Sydney. And then we bought the house and we've just had too much on. So um, yeah, I just go, I don't really care at this point. We'll do it at some stage.
Like, once you're living together, mortgage, child, like, right? Does your fiance, was he the opposite? Is he like, let's go do this?
No, yeah, my mom came up to help him when we had the bachelorette party, and she's like, Shane, Hannah, he really wants to get married. I'm like, well, I don't have time right now. So it's kind of the role reversal because I was never one of those little girls that like dreamed about my wedding or anything like that. So I'm not too fast. But I think as well, like his family's over in Scotland. So I think it will be nice to kind of wait until the borders open and then they can come across. So if we were going to do the whole COVID thing, we would have had to have done it already.
That's true. Well, this is a far cry from life on the water, right?
It is, yes.
So, I mean, I know you've said this before, but are you really done? This is it? Yachting is it's over for you?
Well, I'm really enjoying right now because I feel like with my company, Ocean International, I can still be part of yachting. And it's almost like I'm living vicariously through like my little ducklings who go off and go traveling and work on yachts and things like that. So it's really nice to be like at home, but still feel like you're part of the community. And I think I've said it a few times before, if, they've done Below Deck Australia, I know the captain on that. And I love Lee. So if either of those two were ever stuck and needed me to come help, I would do it. But in terms of like working on a boat full time, that's a solid no.
You're like, no thanks. How is Ocean International going? I know Anastasia's involved. How is that going?
It's going really well. Like, I feel like, I think everyone thought I was a little bit crazy because I started my podcast and Ocean International when I was like 7 months pregnant. So Ron was like, shouldn't you be like watching Netflix and eating ice cream or something? Like, why are you working so much? But it's been amazing because I feel like, I think that a lot of women gloss over the fact that being a mother, especially this first year, is very repetitive. It can be, a little bit boring when you're just living the same day, day after day. So the fact that I can still work from home and, I've got something other than just Ava is really nice. And I feel like for someone like me, it makes me a better mother, a better partner, a better friend. Like, obviously, it's a bit tiring and things like that. So you can get a little bit grumpy, but let's be honest, I'm a bit grumpy anyway. So
And let's be honest, you're used to doing a lot of things at once, right?
yeah.
Well, we've all watched your journey on Below Deck throughout the years. Like, what would you say is like your high from the whole experience? Like, what's the positives you take
I
away?
think it was this amazing connection in season 4 when I filmed with Aisha and Anastasia and Travis and Jack and stuff, because we were actually in the south of France, which is where I've lived on and off for the past 10 years. So I feel like that was like such a beautiful kind of collaboration, because I was in a place that I was very comfortable. I'd always get my friends to like sneak out to the clubs when we were filming and stuff. So I could go and have cheeky little chats with them and have a cuddle and stuff. And then filming with that crew, I really enjoyed as well. So
That
I
was the
think that was
high.
definitely, yeah, my kind of standout of the season.
And I assume that the low for you was at the end, how we saw it end for you.
Yeah, probably. I think I had a very hard season as well in season 3, with Conrad and all of that sort of stuff. So it was probably, yeah, a mix of the two.
Well, the end, there was so much said about it and like maritime law and Maila and how it all worked. But, to me, it's like, I want to know, like, I know it's over, but like, how were you when that was going on? Like, just mentally, like, did you kind of block it out? Did it not bother you? I mean, I know there's so much written about it, but like, or were you
Yeah.
just like, I'm being painted a certain way in the media and this is not okay?
Yeah. Do you mean when it was happening or when it was airing?
Well, I guess both, actually.
Yeah. So when it was happening, it was really hard, obviously, because I was in Mallorca, and my partner was over here in Australia. So, and there were certain like obligations that I needed to fulfill, but I wanted certain things, and so it was a really crazy week, and of course as well, like coming from Australia, that's like a 35 hour trip. So we were constantly going like, does Josh jump on a plane and come over, or is he going to get here and then I'm going to like be able to leave straight away? So that part was very stressful. And obviously as well, like not knowing how things are going to air is difficult as well, because, I obviously, it was like prescribed medication and I kind of knew that everyone knew about it. So it was this weird kind of, I think the hardest thing was that I felt like I didn't do anything wrong, because we've seen, I think, on Lee's season with Kat when she had anxiety medication and he was like, okay, is this prescribed? Yes. Okay, cool. Get on with your job, kind of thing. So I think the hardest thing was just coming to accept that the situation was out of my control, but still being able to be okay with the fact that I felt like I hadn't done anything wrong that would that deserved that kind of treatment, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Were you, well, when it aired, was it, because I mean, that's a good point. I didn't really think about that. You've been on Bravo for a while and you watch
Mm,
Bravo, so you know how it all works.
yeah.
Was it worse when it aired, like just of what you expected? Because, we can paint a story a lot of ways on Bravo, or was
Yeah.
it better or pretty much what you expected?
It was pretty much what I expected. Yeah.
And then how was that when it aired? When
I feel like it was almost a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I was actually like 6 months pregnant when it aired. So it was really good, because I'm the type that's like, You know, like when I get stressed out, I like want a glass of wine. So that probably would have been like 15 weeks of whatever of stress. Whereas like instead of having a glass of wine, I was going for long walks and you know, arranging the nursery and getting excited and stuff like that. So I feel like it was a blessing in disguise to have it air during that period. But it was really lovely to see the amount of support. I think that people got kind of pissed off because they've aired my anxiety. I've spoken about my anxiety.